Well, hello again. I just found some incredibly good signals up here, so I'm not too sure if a cell tower has changed or not, but as we had talked earlier on and said we're going to bring you a 4K resolution of a hidden beach, we're going to do just that for you, and we're also going to explore another one that most of you all may know. Well, know it from on media, but may not have actually put your feet on the soil, the sand. We're going to take you there now, we're going to walk you through that. So it's going to be a fairly lengthy one. I think we're going to be close to an hour possibly. I'm not tired of talking yet. Don't mind, we almost did an hour, or we did an hour already this morning. It doesn't make a difference. I'm here to show you Barbados, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So let's turn this around. Welcome. Welcome. You all know where this is already. Let me see how many of y'all would guess this here before I say anything more. In case you are not familiar with where we are, welcome to Bottom Bay in the Parish of St. Philip. Landmarks around here as you can start seeing coming in play. In the distance there, St.Lawrence Castle, or St.Lawrence Castle, former St.Lawrence Castle. Not going to call it name of the hotel, because I tell you already we're going to call them by their old names as well. And then we have this beautiful beach. Many times you'll probably have seen photos from here, especially from that point over there, or from where we are. So this scenery here should be fairly familiar with you. But as I said, we're going to be doing some walking, and you're going to be walking with me. We're not going to be doing edited stuff where you're going to see us here, then you're going to see us on the beach and all of it. We do this here as though you're walking on the journey with me. And as of course Jeanette is not here at the moment, so she's also walking with me. This is her opportunity to enjoy the beauty as we stroll this morning. It's absolutely stunning out here though. Really, really beautiful. I said we're very, very surprised. I keep referring to or saying we. And that is obviously because I have Jeanette in my heart, and she's with me at every second of every minute and every day. So you understand, I continuously say we. But we found a signal up here this morning. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. It's 77 on this cliff here, which is something that's unknown. I've been here numerous times to try and do live vlogs. I actually did live vlogs from here, but not very good condition ones. And every time we've done it up here, the signal has been like 103, 104. All in bad ranges. You move 10 feet and it's gone to 107, not a good range at all. So that's why we're going with the 4K today. We also have you on a wide angle, so you'll be able to take in all of the possible views around, rather than just be focused on the direct vision of a 1X. We're going to give you a wide angle option this morning. We had mentioned earlier on, if you watched our vlog that was done up at Bel Air and Shark Hole, we talked about the outside reef. This is the outside reef here. You're seeing breaking up here. We're further around the point now than where we were. We were on the west side of St. Lawrence just now, as you would have known. Pretty much the same distance of St. Lawrence we are now, but on the other side. So we didn't actually come up and see the reef, how it runs around out here. This is a cobbler's reef. This picks up all types of swells. When it is really, really big, this is one line going right across here. Absolutely spectacular views. You can see it's pretty much that right now, although it's not really, really big. The conditions, because it's very low tide. Low tide is at 8:30. You're getting all of the water crashing on the outer reef, which is not going to be there pretty much at high tide, or very little of it will be there. Not the full reef that you're seeing right now. All right, so if you've never been here before, this is Bottom Bay. A lot of development. When I first came here, the only houses that are around here were the ones in the cliff here. There were none down inside the section. You can see most of them are newish. That's Harry Smith over there by the way. Harry Smith's house. There's a beach over there. We'll show you that as well. That's another sort of like semi-unknown beach. We're going to take you to that as well in a couple of minutes. Well, not today, but another 4K. Today we're concentrating on here and Palmetto Bay. Palmetto Bay, I have shown hundreds of times in photos, and people have no clue where it is. All saying Bottom Bay, guessing all around the world. Very few people guess Palmetto Bay, because Palmetto Bay is something you don't see ever really. It's very secluded. We can show you that in a few minutes time. All right, my brother. All right, we make our way down onto the beach now. As I said before, you can do this walk with me. Not editing this here, although it's a 4K. We're going to let you actually experience the walk as though it's a live vlog. You will be watching it later on, but hopefully you will feel the energy of what it's like. If you want some coconut water and other drinks, guys open up here later in the day, especially in season. I don't know if they're open every day, but in season you can get some refreshments up here. You also find souvenirs. You will see the built, just if you pass just now, you will see it right around the corner there. A little shanty kind of style, cool out area in case the weather conditions are bad, rain on any given day. All right, so the railing going on here, sturdy. I'm shaking it as aggressively as I can, and it's not moving anywhere. I'm going to keep doing that all the way down, because I want you to be aware of what you're going to encounter. I remember when I had no railing here, it was very difficult to come up and down here. Steps don't look like a lot, but they definitely have a little steepness on them. And as you can see, there are quite a few of them as well. Natural Barbados. These are the coral cliffs you're seeing in St. Philip. However, these over here are not that sharp like we've seen earlier on this morning. Working our way down. Hopefully the darkness doesn't take away from how lovely down here is. I'm going to walk for a little bit, let you hear the silence of it. But I like you to see the natural, so not put on like today. Just be a little wary on this last step for me. As you see, all the others are angled back, so you don't slide forward. This one here is angled down. So be careful, because if you have sand on your shoes or there's any sand or any wetness in this area, the possibility of having serious slippage exists. You can see how wide these steps were and how they are now divided in like 2 sections. So either side you can use, and we've tested the railing from top to bottom, extremely strong. All right, we're going to show you this here. And then we're going to stress a little bit more about this, what we're showing you further on as we discuss. But you're seeing what behind the growth looks like. We want to not only show you the beauty of Barbados, but we want to make you aware of certain underlying features. Whoa, look at all these crabs today. I mean, tons of crabs out here. Hello, how are you going? We don't run. We're just trying to catch you for the world to see. Hold tight. They're all in these holes. Every hole here has a crab in it. So you can understand how many of these are walking around out here right now. Not fun to get bitten on the toe with for sure. Look, they're all over here as well. It's still very early in the morning. It is now only 7:15, so these are normally have no disturbances there except for the occasional fishermen that they pass through. All right, you see up behind here, you see little caves as well, and you're also seeing the clear path that goes behind here. So we're pointing this out now. We can just well explain it now why we're pointing this out. All of the beaches, especially on this side of the island, well, all the beaches on this side for sure, some on the northwestern side, have overgrowth or vegetation on the between the sea and the cliff, and behind it are well-worn tracks where people have walked, or where it's not actually grown because of the shade that comes down off of the walls in the afternoon. There's not enough light for it to grow, so everything else around it grows and smothers it. So behind here is quite clear, as you can see. I'll carry you over a little bit this way. I don't want to step on any crabs, but you're going to go this way so I can show you clearly. As you can see, there's a clear path that goes around here. I'll explain that to you a little bit more as we are walking. And as I've shown you, there is a cave as well. So when you come down onto these beaches, especially I said on the southeast of the island, you're going to find these paths that run from one side of the beach to the other side of the beach that you will not see, secluded from you. You don't see it at all. So if you're coming to these beaches, they're not this one, but this is very heavily used, but I wouldn't say this one, but there's some other ones we take you to, what we call the 4+4 or 4+ beaches. There are places that have paths such as this that run the entire way behind here. You will not see anything behind here. So you can be laying on the beach, for example, like the southern end of Foul Bay, or some of the other beaches, Palmetto Bay and stuff like that, or even this place here. But this place, I said, is usually fairly busy. Rent chairs and have all kind of items up here on sale. We got climb and cut coconuts for you, etc. But you can walk behind these here. The growth up here doesn't continue, but like at Foul Bay, it will continue right down the entire way. So you can be at the extreme end of the beach, lying down up on the foliage with your partner, and someone can get from the other end of the beach to you without you seeing. So we like to make that, make you aware of that, because that's an important thing for safety element in Barbados. Remember, I'm only expressing to you how I live, what I do to keep safe in this island. Whatever you do is up to you, but these are like words that are coming from experiences, not from hearsay or from a travel magazine. These are things that actually I do experience. So you got to be careful. You know, if you're going to some secluded beaches in this island where we have rated +4, go with 4 people if you're going to spend the day. If you're going to take pictures and take any scenery briefly and then leave, you know, that's entirely up to you. You can do that as well. That is fine. But you're going to need to make sure, if you're going to the real quiet ones, to carry 4 people in, only because at some stage again throughout the day, someone is getting up and putting on some suntan oil, you know, shaking off a towel, moving location, shifting for angle of the sun, getting up to say hi to their partner or whatever. So someone is always alert. If it's just 2 of you, many times you can just lie down there and both of you will drift off into la la land, completely removing the safety element that you need to keep of awareness. So we recommend the 4+ that you just go with a few more people. That's only our recommendation. It's not a law, or it's not something that's controlled. It's not something that many people will mention, but we're going to mention it because we don't carry to the rose bush. Tell you to smell that beautiful rose without saying, look, be careful of the thorns. We let you know everything that's there. All right, you see the beach chairs are being rented out here as well. Out here is a very popular beach. It's popular because a lot of people come to Bottom Bay when they're in Barbados and doing exploring, because it's one of the beaches they're going to come to. Also became more popular due to Outer Banks, because this is a cave in Outer Banks where the teens were stranded or trapped for a while on the deserted island. So this is that actual cave. So if you watch Outer Banks and you see them on that deserted beach with the cave, this is that location. This is called Bottom Bay. As you can see, someone has a area underneath their setup as well. They probably do have maybe soft drinks and things. I'm not too sure. I haven't been up here in the daytime, and well, not for a while anyhow. So I can only go by what I'm seeing basically. But you can see the cool out spots here. The afternoon time, this is the favorite spot for everyone on a rainy day, because you can put your items up under here and keep them dry. And you can also shelter under here from the beastly sun. Up here it gets very, very, very hot. And with the cooling breezes that you're getting off the ocean, many times people misunderstand or misinterpret how hot it actually is. So this is one of those spots you can chill out as well. We also got some coconut trees there. Just be careful of what coconut trees you're staying under. Remember, coconut limbs can fall off if they're getting older. Young coconuts can come off if there's any kind of disruption, or if they're being weakened by winds or rats running over them or anything over the course of time. You'll see no bands on these trees, so possibility of rats going up in there is there. You'll also have the ripe coconuts will be falling. So don't lie directly on the coconut tree. Have a look to see what it looks like and lay a little way from it. Go in the casted shade and not directly under it, because they are not safe to go under for sure. Alright, so we're right down on the beach now. Beautiful time to do this, because low tide is at 8, I think 8:30 or something like that. There's somewhere around that time this morning. So it's a perfect time. So we're actually able to walk right down on the beach where we could not normally walk. Please note, there is no sargassum, fresh sargassum on this beach. It is absolutely spotlessly beautiful. All right, we went up on close mode. I don't know how long that has been on. We're going back in wide mode now for you to really take it in. Apologies on that there. It wasn't intentional, but it does happen. But beautiful, absolutely beautiful. As beautiful as you could possibly imagine. Up here is not a place you want to fool around either. There is a shelf reef that runs just off the shore here. Just slightly off of the shore, so it's not all sand bottom. There is sand on it right now, because you can see the accumulation of sand here is huge, and that is because it's just being driven up onto the beach. And as you can see, the angle of it coming in because of the low tide, how it's hitting into the sand. If you're a person that likes a little bit of body surfing, bodyboarding, etc., and you say, wow, they look like great waves. Foul Bay is the same thing as well too, but remember, this is not really a surfing break. This is one you could fool around on if you want, but remember, you're again slammed into the sand here. Look at the angle of this beach. So unlike the south coast or the west coast, if where you're slammed down with a shore break and you're washed up onto the beach, you're not washing up onto the beach, you're again slammed into this sand. So I've known a lot of people that have broken multiple bones in their body, all types of areas, by a surfing place like Foul Bay, and coming in on that reef or on the beach and slamming themselves in the beach and dislocating or breaking bones. I've seen that numerous times. So a lot of my friends have actually had that happen to them. Collarbones, etc. We're going to go up here, and then we're going to walk across the cliff to Palmetto Bay. We have two things that may be a little bit against us. One is we did an hour vlog this morning, so our battery life is 70%. That should suffice. The other thing is the overheating that can occur when you're on these locations in 4K, because right now the sun is getting a little hotter, so sometimes the camera will overheat and shut down on you. So we'll see how that goes, but we're going to bring this to you as far as we can, and hopefully the whole way through. But just want to let you know what may happen. The beach has changed a lot. The elevations here, that top elevation was further out here, and there was a more gradual line going off to the actual surf itself. So it's pretty changed. As I said, all the beaches in Barbados have changed. Beryl and other things that have happened recently. We've seen a lot of changes on the actual layouts of sand and movement of sand and direction of sand, which doesn't happen usually at this time of the year. So again, if you're on this beach, I want to point out things to you all. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if you're on this beach and you're looking for more natural tan, you all be very careful. Or any of the places, first of all, it's illegal in Barbados, number one, but if you are adventurous and you try it, remember that not only do the bushes have eyes, but also the cliffs have ice. So right up here by that wall is a famous lookout for people that want to see who's on this beach. Whether they're just looking to see if there are people on the beach or if they're friends on the beach or whatever, that's a famous place. You will find people coming and peeping over there. I mention that because I'm going to show you in a second. This lake, also like Palmetto Bay, has the same breakaway cliff that's formed little secluded beaches in the back. So sometimes it differs at different time of year of how the conditions would be. I know we don't have to worry about signals, so we can go right up on the cliff here and I'll show you what I'm talking about, just so you will be aware. And it changes throughout the year. Sometimes there's sand all over where we're walking now, and you can actually walk through here on sand. Other times, as it is right now, but you can see the beautiful little beach that's hidden from the view of many. However, from overhead it is not hidden, so don't think that when you're out here that no one will see you, because as I said before, the cliffs also have ice. It's not just the bushes that have the ice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sometimes the sand goes right out, and of course sometimes with the building of the sand you can see the colors. We like to point these things out to you. You can see the coloration of where sand was covering here. You can see clearly above this line here it's being weathered. Below it is not. That would indicate that sand normally sits up to this level here. We're pointing this out because sometimes you will come here and say that's a huge beach, and then you're going to come here like today and say, whoa, behind there is small. But sometimes obviously with the height of the sand here, you're talking about additional 2 feet, 3 feet of extra sand in area if the sand has built back up. As I said before, you don't normally see these rocks. Be careful as well on this cliff. I don't know how many times rocks fall here, but obviously they fall because all these things here you're seeing in front of us have come off of the actual cliff over time. These have dropped off, so again, just be cautious. We just bring you up in here to show you it, but we wouldn't come and put a towel up in here. I have done that many years ago, but things have changed tremendously now to how they used to be. Alright, and we're going to go back down. So it's beautiful, and I'm so glad that we're on the 4K, even though I had a great signal. One is you get a better resolution, better picture. And 2 is no limitations of where I can go and bring the beauty to you. I just cut my finger again. Jeez, always. Alright, so here we go. A little cave-like thing that goes into the same paths that we talked about before that run behind these walls or along the cliff itself. This is Bottom Bay in its entirety. I'm going to carry you right up here on the sand and let you see. Now, as I said before, a lot of sand has moved out here, so you can find this different at many times. So many of you may have been to Barbados and have not found it with this angle of sand coming off here. Many of you have been and found more sand that came further out, and many of you have been and seen sargassum all over this. But is this not just spectacular? There's no fresh sargassum. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful conditions on the southeast at the moment. Ooh, water's coming up. Anyway, it is going into low tide, so but the next beach that we get to should even be more spectacular. But we're not jumping from beach to beach or hopping in a truck and going from here to there. I'm going to walk you from one to the other so you'll understand how far away this other beach is. Again, remember, the next beach I'm taking to is a +4, alright, or 4+, whichever way. It means the same thing. It means either carry 4 people or carry you and 2, or whatever the case is, you 2 and 2. So you want at least 4 people if you're going to go into the next beach that we're going to take you to. If you're spending the day, if you're going to take pictures, walk boat really, and then move out, that's fine. But spending any duration of time over there, you're definitely going to need to be careful. Alright, so we started our vlog on top of the cliff here. That grove of coconut trees in the center of the camera now, we were just behind them. We were using them as a natural filtration so that the sun would not blind us as we were trying to show you what this beach looked like from the overhead view. You've now not only seen it from the overhead view, you've seen it from down here as well. We will be going back up those steps. As you all know, I'm a trained Olympian, so I can climb those steps, continue conversation, and have no problem with breathing because I am so super fit. Now, not many of you all are, so don't try this here. What you're seeing practice here on this here, do not try at home, please. Disclaimer for the day. Alright, people do climb down here, not too often, but I do know a couple of guys that come down from out there, right down behind those trees and onto the beach. You can also see one of the guys up here, you don't remember his name, that will sometimes be climbing up these trees, cutting coconuts and bringing them down for you. But check out how these have been moved around because of the windy conditions and spiraling conditions and inconsistent winds. Like if you're out in the north of the island, you can find everything flattened like a spoiler face in the southwest or the west side. If you're over here, you will find this kind of thing, because it's not always consistently from the same area. It's generally a south wind, but we get south winds and southeast winds and east southeast winds and northeast winds. So it's not like the continuous pound that you get over the north side of the island. It just gets it from the same direction most of the time. Even if the wind on the north is coming from a different direction, it doesn't have any impact on the trees, the small trees you see over there, because it doesn't get to them because of the cliffs and stuff that block it. But that's generally why they're growing in that direction, and why these here seem to be spiraling up, it would appear to me. Many crabs still walking around. As I said, we're retracking our steps that we were on earlier on. We just want to show you what it's like. We want you to walk with us. This is our 4K live, not really live, but it's to be done, carried out as a live. You know, I've met a few people that say, man, your vlogs are real long. But you know, the thing is about our vlogs are, we do them for healing. We do them through no restrictions. It's called freedom of movement. So if I feel like one day doing 30 minutes, I do 30 minutes. Feel like doing an hour, do an hour. If I feel like doing the other day, an hour and 56 minutes, I'm gonna do that. Whatever. You know, it's because of our healing, the energy we have, and what we feel like sharing with you. So that determines the different lengths. We do not believe in 4K resolution where we chop up and do a lot of editing. That's for the people who want to do that. That's up to them. What we want to do is we want you to walk step by step with us and experience exactly what we're experiencing right through the entire vlog, because it's all about bringing you to Barbados. It's about transporting you. Even if it's not live, you should feel as though you were here live. Notice I didn't stop talking up to now, and I'm not breathing hard, so there you go. Super fit. I am an Olympian, so don't worry about that. Little lookout point, hard to see from here now. So if you drive out here, you think you're seeing Bottom Bay from this point, you will now know you are not. You can see the footpath here. This will show you how many people come here, take their photo, think they've seen Bottom Bay and gone. Beautiful. Alright, so we'll abandon the war wagon for now. It's beautiful, really beautiful.